hello Jace, hello Void Dweller. Welcome back to Rootin' Toot and Double. Last time we ended Yuuri's long flashback about what happened to her and during this whole big day of fate. And I gotta say, we still have more questions than answers. She was basically knocked out the entire time by Watase, or evil Watase, I guess. Hello Eblis, welcome to the stream. And we still have no idea what happened with Subject Alpha, or Subject A, I should say. Although it's probably Alpha, I imagine. And the murders and everything, like, what the fuck is happening? We haven't even made a choice yet. Which is surprising, like, at the rate things are going, I wonder if each individual choice is gonna lead to an alternate ending or something. Oh, yes. Let's get back into it.
BC 粒子 BC の使用に関する素粒子の総称
Hello, Mirage, welcome to the stream. Well, that's lovely. The BC particle. That's the general term for the elementary particle related to the use of BC.
これは生物のとりわけ人間の精神活動を形作りまた伝達する素粒子なのよ
They're elementary particles that are molded and transmitted by the brain activity of all living animals and thus humans.
BC 粒子は我々の周囲に満ちていてかつあらゆる物質を透過する性質を持っているの
Hello Devon Beagle, welcome to the stream. First of all, these BC particles I've mentioned feel our surroundings and have the capability to move through all matter.
当然皆さんの頭蓋骨もさらにその中の脳も
Which of course includes your skulls and your brains within.
そして脳で行われている精神活動脳内を行き交う電気信号からなる思考の情報
Also, brain activity itself is thought information, which is generated by the brain's electrical signals.
それを周囲に伝播させる性質を持っています
Hello Zarmegas, welcome to the stream. This thought information is transmittable to the outside.
知ってるけど、それが
I know, but what about them? It's right after he said those words that Natsuko picked up on Yuri's implication. Lava was a BC research facility, so for her to bring up BC particles meant...
WX 粒子も BC 粒子の一種なの
WX particles are a type of BC particle.
BC 粒子が伝播する情報イコールエネルギーの量は普通コミュニケーターが BC を使った時に増加するけど
Oh, really? I hope I'm doing justice to your particular accent. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I just please tell me if it's bad or anything. So thank you for telling me, Devon Beagle. The amount of information, that is to say, the amount of energy transmitted by BC particles normally increases when a communicator uses BC, but
WX 粒子増幅器はコミュニケーターがいなくても機械の力でそのエネルギー量を増幅することができるんだよ
The WX particle amplifier can mechanically amplify that energy, even in the absence of a communicator.
何の情報も書き込まれていないけどエネルギー量のみが極端に高い状態そうなると BC 粒子は別の性質を持つの
Oh, okay, that's a relief, Devon Beagle. The BC particles are put into a state of blank information, but extremely high energy, which gives them distinct properties.
それが W エクストリーム粒子通称 WX 粒子なんだ
Dang. In this state, they're called W extreme particles, or WX particles for short. So, basically they're normal, but they're normally called W particles, but WX is when they're high energy. Interesting. They're blank information, though. How can they have high energy if they're blank? The scene is called Many Answers. I just saw that. Oh, jeez. Now that she mentioned it, Natsuko's mother did talk something about something like that in Yuuri's memories. Oh yeah, they switched from Mini to Wumbo. She said that WBC particles written with information were called M particles. I see. Particles not written with information were called W particles. Yep. Okay, now I see. Huh. Interesting. You assume WX particles are like really loud white noise. Ow, that's gotta hurt. Ow, that's painful just to think about. Jeez. I wonder, like, how they're even, like, what is that, if they're not, because I thought these particles were the information themselves, but they can be filled or not filled? So how is this quantified? I wonder, because their energy doesn't seem to have anything to do with information, just their state. From what Natsuko could surmise, it appeared that WX particles were derived from W particles.
別の性質を持つっていうと、例えばどういう?
Oh good, he's asking for clarification.
When you say that they have distinct properties, what exactly do you mean?
まず WX 粒子が蔓延している状況下では BC の使用効率は飛躍的に上昇するの。
First of all, in conditions where WX particles are spread about, the efficiency of BC usage rapidly increases. Oh yeah, their powers are turbocharged.
例えば弱々しいテレパシーでも強力に増幅されたり
For example, they amplify even the weakest of telepathy to strong telepathy.
ものすごく長時間にわたって BC を使い続けることができたり
They also allow BC to be used continuously for an extended amount of time. That's why he was able to stick inside Watase for so long.
ヒコリンも今日初めてセンシズシンパシーを使ったのに6時間以上も隊長さんと心をつなぎ続けることができたでしょ
For example, Hikurin, even though today was the first time you used sense of sympathy, you were able to remain connected to Kazen Kasasagi for over 6 hours, right? Huh. Now that she mentioned it, it was quite an amazing feat for him to have pulled off.
Well, Yuuri, I guess you know me. I last quite a long time.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
What?
Nothing. Especially considering how it took Yuuri an entire month of training as a child to attain the same ability Natsuko obtained in a flash. Natsuko's BC ability did indeed advance rapidly, and apparently he had at least some backing from these WX particles.
この WX 粒子増幅器を利用してダボはいろんな BC 能力の研究開発をやってきたの
So it's kind of like a crutch, basically, for her BC training. Laba used the WX particle amplifier to conduct various research and development relating to BC abilities.
でもねヒコリンあの機械の運用はとても難しいんだ
But you see, it's difficult to use that machine.
エネルギー量や稼働状況もスーパーコンピューターを使って制御しなければならないんだけど
Machine operation and energy management must be controlled by a supercomputer.
でも今日それが制御不能になった
But today they lost control of it.
WX 粒子増幅器が暴走したんだよ
The WX particle amplifier went haywire. Can't they just cut the power?
暴走?
Haywire?
Yuuri quietly nodded.
原因はわからないけど何時間にもわたって WX 粒子が生成され続けるっていう異常事態が発生したの。
I don't know the cause, but an abnormal situation arose where WX particle generation continued for hours.
それが今この施設の中で起きていることの正体。
That is the truth beyond what's going on in this facility.
メルトダウンと呼ばれていた現象は WX 粒子が際限なく増えて施設内に蔓延する状況のことなんだよ。
Hello, Fawful. Welcome to the stream. The phenomenon, labeled as a meltdown, was the unbridled generation of WX particles, which spread throughout the facility.
そういうことだったのか。
So that's what it was.
So it really wasn't a nuclear meltdown, reactor meltdown at all. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. It was apparently just a one-word shorthand for extremely high energy BC particle proliferation.
じゃあプロキオンに表示される数値はもしかして BC 粒子のエネルギー量のことか。
So then the Prochyon's readings are actually a measurement of BC particle energy?
正解だよヒコリ。プロキオンは放射線量測定器じゃなくて BC エネルギー測定器なの。
That's correct, Hikarin. The Procyon isn't an instrument for measuring radiation exposure, but BC energy.
その場に蔓延している BC 粒子や WX 粒子がどれだけエネルギー量を持っているかというのを測定して数値化する機械。
It's a device that measures and quantifies the amount of energy in the BC and WX particles in that area.
ちなみに MSV っていうのはね、ミリシーベルトの略じゃなくてミリスカラーバリュー。
Dang. Wow! Incidentally, MSV doesn't stand for millisieverts in this case. Rather, it stands for milliscalar value.
BC 粒子が持つ情報エネルギーを示す単位だよ。
A unit of information energy contained in BC particles. As you listen to Yuuri's explanation, Natsuko gradually understood more and more about Labo. Labo wasn't merely misrepresenting itself as a nuclear power research introduced in a name. Then where the fuck does the town get their power? Several parts of the research coincided with nuclear power science here and there.
この符号は意図的なものなのか、それとも偶然なのか。
Was the identical abbreviation intentional, or just a coincidence?
もちろん意図的なものだよ。
It was intentional, of course.
プロキオンとか AD みたいな外部の人の手に渡る可能性があるものはすべて原子力に関するものに偽装されてるの。
Terrorists tried to blow up a nuclear reactor, but there was no nuclear reactor to blow up. Everything that could potentially be handed over to third parties, like the Procyon and AD, were designed to be disguised as things related to nuclear power.
ラボの正体を世間に隠すための細工の一環だね。
I knew something was up when they were handed those Procyon things instead of just like the standard Geiger counter that could be found anywhere. Like with like any kind of, you know, standard radiation equipment. All as part of the efforts that went into hiding the truth of Labo from society. Now that Natsuko thought about it, that was right. There are probably several other more similar countermeasures against industrial espionage in place. Such as the use of several secret codewords like KSN, Meltdown, and AD. Okay, I knew it could be a lone desire! Seriously, that just sounds like bullshit. AG has to be something else. Labo had been carefully hiding its true nature. In consideration of worst case scenarios like this one.
話を戻そう。プロキオンが BC エネルギー測定器だ
Here
と
we
したら
go.
AD ってのは
Let's get back on topic. If the Procyon is a BC energy measuring instrument, then what the hell is AD? I knew alone desire was a bunch of bullshit. Sounds like a sexual drug.
AD は BC 粒子のエネルギーを吸収相殺する薬だよ。
AD is a drug that absorbs and neutralizes BC particle energy.
それを投与するとどうなるかっていうと、
As for its effects,
まず効果1、 BC が使えなくなる。
first it prevents you from using BC.
そして効果2、他人からの BC の影響を受けなくなる。
Second, it prevents other people's BC from affecting you.
つまり BC が使えなくなる代わりに体と頭脳を他人の BC から保護する薬、それが AD なんだよ。
In other words, it's a drug that protects your mind and body from other people's BC at the cost of your own. That's what AD is.
そうか。だから僕はあの時。
Huh, I see. So that's what happened to me back then.
Natsuko remembered. When his mind was connected to Watase's, Natsuko would sink into the darkness whenever Watase injected himself with AD. It wasn't that Natsuko's sensations would cut off, so Watase, the BC target, became temporarily immune to the effects of BC. Natsuko's mind would try to connect with Watase's, but AD would reject it. And as a result, Natsuko would be unable to receive any of the information that Watase's mind was supposed to be sending. And so without any information, Natsuko would be thrown into the darkness.
有効時間は1時間ってのは本当なのか？
Is it true that its effective period is an hour?
あれは本当。 AD は4000ミリスカラーバリュー以下の環境下で有効ってのも本当。
It is. So is the fact that AD is effective in environments under 4000 MSV.
逆に言えば4000ミリスカラーバリュー以上になったら AD の効果は消えちゃうってことだね。
Conversely speaking, that means that when BC energy surpasses 4000, the effects of AD disappear.
コミュニケーターは BC を使えるようになるし、他人からの BC の影響を受けるようにもなるんだよ。
You're once again prone to the influence of other people's BC. And if you're a communicator, you can use BC again as well. That would explain why Natsuko's consciousness returned every time Watase went into a contaminated zone. And how the two of them remain constantly connected once the facility's MSV value rose past 4000. Both the result of the conflict between BC, the power to connect people, and AD, the drug that resists that power.
でもそういえば。
Huh. But now that you mention it,
何ヒコリン。
What is it?
施設内のエネルギー量が徐々に上昇していったのはどういうわけなんだ？
why was the amount of energy in the facility gradually rising?
それはね、BC 絶縁体が WX 粒子のエネルギーを吸収しきれなくなったからなんだよ。
Well, you see, that's because the BC insulator could no longer keep absorbing the WX particle energy.
え？
Huh?
Exactly, Hala Mirage, yeah. Subject A is now free. Yeah. Natsuko knew about BC insulators because they were used in the school. He even had a conversation about them with Salyu just a few days ago.
なぜ BC の授業では専門の教室に移動しなければならないの？
Why do we have to move to a specialized classroom for BC classes?
BC ルームの壁には BC 絶縁体っていう BC を遮る特殊な建材が使われているんだ。
The BC room's walls are made with a BC insulator, a special building material meant to block out BC. In the SCP universe, they call it telekill.
As Natsuko remembered that exchange, Yuuri continued.
実はこの施設の壁やセキュリティゲートは全部 BC 絶縁体でできてるんだ。
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So, damn, it should be normally impossible to use BC from room to room in here. Huh. Actually, All the walls and security gates in the facility are made with BC insulators.
BC 絶縁体は BC を遮るよね。あれ
Oh,
が
I
BC
see.
粒子が持っているエネルギーを吸収してるってことなの。
It's BC absorption, not BC nullification. In other words, there's a limit to how much BC it could take. Plus ultra!
Sorry. I had to do it. You know how BC insulators obstruct BC. They do that by absorbing the energy from BC particles.
WX 粒子も BC 粒子の一種だからもちろん例外じゃない。
WX particles are a subclass of BC particles, so they're no
N
exception.
エリアで発生した WX 粒子は周囲の壁とかセキュリティゲートにエネルギーを吸収されちゃうんだよ。
The energy from WX particles generated in Area N is being absorbed by the surrounding walls and security gates.
でもその吸収率には限界があるの。永遠と WX 粒子を浴び続けていたらどんどん絶縁効果は薄れていってしまう。
But there's a limit to how much they can absorb. If they're continuously exposed to WX particles, their absorptivity gradually wears down. Just like Wool Might! What is she talking about?
Never mind. Mashiro, although that reference is quite appropriate.
吸収率の低下に反比例して N エリア外に蔓延する WX 粒子のエネルギー量は上昇する。
As the absorptivity decreases, the amount of energy from the WX particles leaking out of Area N increases proportionally.
それが徐々にプロキオンの数値が上がった理由だよ。
Which is why the Procyon value has been gradually rising.
じゃあエリアごとにばらつきがあったのは第4エリアとかは他のエリアより数値が高かっただろう。
Then what's with the disparity in values across the areas? Why did places like Area 4 have higher values than other areas?
多分あちこちで起きてた火災とか爆発で BC 絶縁体が破損しちゃったからかな。
Probably because the fires and explosions here and there caused damage to the BC insulators, I guess.
破損が激しいエリアでは絶縁体の吸収率は一層下がって結果的に WX 粒子のエネルギー量も上がってたんだね。
The insulators in the more heavily damaged areas suffered further decreased absorptivity, causing WX particle energy to rise even further. Yeah, that subject A is definitely not that girl, right? Because she's got to be alive for them to still fight and stuff. Not that Natsuko thought about it, that did sound plausible. B2 of Area 4, the most heavily contaminated area, have been horribly damaged by fire. Considering how much it burned, a good majority of the insulator must have been damaged. The next highly contaminated area, B2 of Area 5, was right next to Area 4, so the contamination may have spread all the way over there. There was no definitive proof, but Yuri's conjecture seemed plausible enough.
すごいなユーリ。この施設のことなら何でも知ってるって感じだ。
Wow, Yuuri. You seem to know just about everything about this facility.
もう9年も住んでるんだもん。詳しいのも当然だよ。
Well, I have lived here for over 9 years. After all, it's only natural I know a lot.
閉じ込められていたとは言っても一応我が家だし少しは愛着もあるんだよ。
Though I may have been locked up in here, it is technically where I live. I have grown a little attached to it. And hey, modern conveniences. And no abusive parents. Plus, I guess you could say job security. Oh no, not too bad. Yuri gave an ambivalent smile. Her smile pained Natsuko's heart as he asked more questions.
ユーリのおかげで WX 粒子やラボのことは大体分かったけど。
Thanks to you, I now understand more or less what labo is and what WX particles are, but
もう一つ重要なことがある。 WX 粒子の危険性についてだ。
There's another important thing. What are the dangers of WX particles?
増幅器のマニュアルには WX 粒子は人体に有害だと書いてあった。
The amplifier's manual stated that WX particles were harmful to the body.
渡瀬たちもプロキオンの数値が高いところにいると体に異変が出ていたよ。
And when Watase and the others went somewhere with a high procyon reading, they displayed strange symptoms.
Natsuga recalled the contents of the manual that Watase and Kazumi had found in the engine room. It said the following. Properties of WX particles, extremely harmful effects to the body. Example of this include dysesthesia, brain functions, dysfunction, genetic abnormalities, etc. Such symptoms are dependent on the level of particle energy. Yes. Okay, we've read this before. Extremely harmful effects. Yeah, it's the exact same thing we just read. And without AD, 0 to 2,000, no effects. 2,000 to 4,000, dysesthesia, knowledge, headaches, genetic abnormalities. 4 to 8,000, brain dysfunction and pain consciousness. And 8,000 and above, unconsciousness. Intention and probability vary depending on the energy levels. Well, I mean, we don't know of anybody else, Waffle. Like, there's literally nobody else it could possibly be. So, I mean, like, there's no other character that we could possibly, like, that's even been mentioned in passing that we could know. Besides Subject A. And she's definitely possessing Kazumi. Sorry, without AD, 0 to 6,000 no effects. I mean, with AD, 0 to 6,000 no effects, 6 to 8,000 dysesthesia, knowledge, headaches, neuralgias, and 8 to 12,000 brain dysfunction, faint consciousness. And so basically, AD just is a buffer of 4,000. When using the amplifier normally, the particle energy level should not exceed 2,000. When used for advanced experiments, the particle energy level should not exceed 4,000.
なあユーリ、WX 粒子が脳機能障害やがんを発生させるっていうのは本当か？
Hey, Yuuri? Is it true that WX particles cause brain dysfunction and cancer? Because that would be very, very bad.
そう、放射線とは違うけど、すごく危険なものだってことは間違いないんだよ。
Yeah. They may not be radioactive, but they're still dangerous nonetheless.
Oh, fuck berries.
巨大なエネルギーを持つ WX 粒子は人間の脳内に入ると作用を起こし、いろんな機能障害を起こすの。
WX particles with enormous amount of energy enter and affect the brain, causing various brain dysfunction.
さらに遺伝子にも働きかけて遺伝子変異を起こしたり、人を癌にしたり。
Furthermore, they can also affect the genes, causing mutations and cancer.
だからこの施設の正体を知っているはずの浮田さんも数値が上昇するにつれて怯えていたんじゃない
Yeah,
かな。
seriously. This is why Ukita was just saying a whole load of shit earlier about the radiation. Like, seriously. He knew the entire time. Like, what a bunch of bullshit. Perhaps that's why even Mr. Ukita was afraid of the values increasing, despite how we should be fully aware of the facility's true nature. That in itself wasn't strange. What truly was strange was...
僕はNエリアに何時間もいたのに大丈夫だったよ。
I was wondering about that.
But then how come I didn't suffer any negative effects from staying in Area N for so long? Am I just that badass?
Oh god. God, Coco, stop jumping around. Sorry.
今も全然大丈夫だし、ユーリも平気そうに見える。
I'm still perfectly fine now, and you seem fine to me too.
遺伝子障害も脳機能障害も起きてない気がするけど。
I don't think I've gotten any genetic disorders or brain dysfunction. But why is that?
Melancholy shrouded Yuri's face when she heard Natsuko's question.
私たちは大丈夫なんだよ。
Are
ヒコリン
communicators exempt? We're okay, Hikarin.
閉じ込められた人たちの中で、私とヒコリンだけは WX 粒子の数値がどれだけ上がっても関係ないんだ。
Hello, Emiya. Welcome to the stream. Oh, only those two? Is it just like a power level thing? You and I are the only ones trapped in this place. Who'll remain unaffected no matter how high the WX particle reading gets.
適正度が S だからね。
Yeah, it's just a power level thing. It's because we have rank S aptitude, you see.
どうして適正度が S だと平気なんだ？
What the hell does that have to do with it?
実は WX 粒子によって起こるいろいろな体調悪化は BC の適正度が低いほど起こりやすいの。
Mashido is probably okay. The truth is, the negative effects of WX particles occur more easily the lower your BC aptitude is.
WX 粒子への耐性と BC の適正度ってのは比例するんだよ。
That's because WX particle resistance is proportional to BC aptitude.
適正度 F の人は WX 粒子への耐性を全く持たないけど、適正度 S の私たちは完全な耐性を持っている。
Damn, so you get like status effect immunity as well. Jeez. You automatically have like a perk that lets you enter poisoned areas without freaking any extra protection. People with rank F aptitudes have no resistant WX whatsoever. But those of us with rank S aptitude have complete resistance.
脳も遺伝子も WX 粒子による影響を受けないの。
Our brains and genes are unaffected by the effects of WX particles.
私もヒコリンも9年前にそういう体になっちゃったんだよ。
It's because of what happened 9 years ago that we became like this. Here we
9
go.
年前って
Huh? 9 years ago?
僕らの適正度が上がったことも WX 粒子に関係あるのか？
Yeah, like if WX particles can supercharge your rank, then
So you mean the reason our aptitudes rose so high had something to do with WX particles?
Yuri nodded.
WX 粒子は人体に触れた時、まず脳に強く働きかけていろんな機能異常を起こすんだ。
When WX particles contact the human body, they first cause a strong influence on the brain, causing various functional disorders. My god, this whole stream is gonna be, at least half of it is gonna be Yuri explaining shit. My god.
頭痛や嘔吐感はその表
Yep,
れ。
this
肌のしびれとかも全部そう。
this part was always so hilarious to me. Right after Natsuko gave this big heroic speech. Oh my god, he just falls unconscious like this. The headaches and vomiting are a result of those disorders. Same goes for the numbness of skin and other symptoms.
さらに遺伝子に触れた時はそれを損傷させちゃうの。
When the particles come in contact with genes, they damage them.
遺伝子を？
They damage genes?
これは WX 粒子以外にも放射線とか粒子線とか電磁波とか原因が他のものでも起きうる現象なんだけどね。
Yes, though many other things besides WX particles have that effect, such as radiation, particle beams, and electromagnetic waves.
とにかく遺伝子の損傷が起こると人体はすぐにそれを修復しようとするの。
In any case, once gene damage occurs, the body quickly works to repair that damage.
WX 粒子を浴び続けると修復が追いつかずに致命的なダメージを負ってしまうんだけど、
Prolonged exposure to WX particles can overwhelm the repair process, causing fatal damage, but
損傷と修復が永遠と繰り返されるとごく稀に人体は WX 粒子への耐性を得ることがあるの。
With endless cycles of damage and repair, the human body has on rare occasions gained resistance to WX particles.
脳もそれに応じて変容して機能異常も起きなくなる。
Damn, so it's by sheer chance. Both Yuuri and Natsuko. The brain also changes accordingly, and the functional disorders cease.
そして耐性の上昇は適正度の上昇と比例する。
And as resistance rises, aptitude rises in proportion.
それが9年前、私とヒコリンの身に起きた適正度が S まで上昇したっていう現象のプロセスなんだよ。
That was the process both your body and mind underwent when our aptitudes rose to rank S 9 years ago.
なるほど。長年の謎がようやく解けたよ。
I see. Well, then that finally puts that old mystery to rest.
Normally, aptitude doesn't change throughout one's lifetime. Natsuko and Yuuri were an exception because their bodies were flooded with WX particles during the fire 9 years ago.
だからユーリは AD の投与を嫌がっていたのか。
So that's why you didn't like taking AD, huh?
そもそも投与の必要はないし、むしろ BC が使えなくなるだけだもんな。
Because you didn't need it to begin with, and all it did was prevent you from using BC.
そう。
Yes.
じゃあ僕らは N エリアに行こうとガンになったりはしないってことだな。
So if the two of us go to Ariane, we won't get cancer or anything. Onwards to the true lab!
ある意味ではこれ以上はひどい状態になりようがないってことだけど。
Hello, Guppy Force. Welcome to the stream. Right. As in, we won't get any worse than we already are, that is.
What do you mean by that? That sounds very ominous.
え
What?
Natsuko had a terrifying feeling about what she was implying, yeah. For he felt that Yuuri was trying to tell him about the real danger of WX particles.
これ以上はひどい状態になりようがないっ
Any worse than we already
て。どういう
are.
意味だ
What the hell does that mean?
Hello, Guppy Force. Welcome to the stream.
さっきの話の意味をよく考えてみて。
Think carefully about what I just said, okay? What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean they're on borrowed time? Like, are they gonna die young or something?
適正度が高いってことは普通の人が耐えられない環境でも耐えられるように遺伝子が変異しているってことだよ。
Having high aptitude means your genes have changed, so they can withstand an environment that normal people cannot.
損傷と修復を繰り返して元の形からどんどん離れて。
Oh, they've evolved beyond! They're basically X-Men. Your genes have gone through endless cycles of damage and repair, bringing them further and further away from their original form.
だからつまり落ち着いて聞いて。
Oh boy. Oh boy. So in other words, stay calm and listen closely, Hikorin.
私もヒコリンもすでに著しい遺伝子異常を起こしているの。
You and I already have considerable genetic abnormalities. Oh boy.
もっと言えば全てのコミュニケーターは遺伝子異常の産物なんだよ。
Well, I mean, that's just evolution. I mean, it's only an abnormality if it provides a detrimental effect, you know, on your well-being. You even goes so far as to say that all communicators in general are the result of genetic abnormalities.
Holy shit!
コミュニケーターか否かを決めるのは IGF2R 遺伝子という遺伝子。これは脳の構造に関わる遺伝子なの。
What determines whether or not somebody is a communicator is the IGF2R gene. This gene relates to the structure of the brain.
本来 IGF2R 遺伝子はタイプ1から9の9種類が存在する。
Normally, there are 9 types. There are 9 alleles, eh? Jeez. Huh. Of RGF2R? That's really interesting. You usually don't get that many. Normally, there are 9 types of IGF2R genes, numbered 1 through 9.
だけどその遺伝子が生まれつき変異を起こしている人が稀に現れる。
But on rare occasion, people are born with a mutant variant form of that gene.
それがコミュニケーター。
And those are communicators.
そう。
Yes. That's a fuck ton of alleles from one gene. I'm really interested in the structure of it now, but I don't think, wow. Is IGF2R a real gene? Let me check that out. I gotta check that out. Hold on, let me Google this shit. Yeah, obviously it doesn't control people, yeah. Holy shit, it actually is! No fucking way! Yeah, insulin-like growth factor 2 receptor. Oh my god. Badass. Oh my god, going on NCBI and shit. Wow, this brings back a lot of memories. Holy schnapps. It's a real fucking gene. Here's the list of promoters and enhancers. There's the genomic location. Yep. Let's see. I'm sorry. Oh. Yep. Binds everything here. Protein expression. It has post-translation modification. Yep. As usual. Glycosylation, yep. Oh my god. I love how I was wondering about that Guppy Force, because I was trying to look and see how many alleles it had. God damn it, these Coco. Stop jumping around the couch. Oh my god. So fucking cool. Let's see. Aliases. Too many fucking aliases for this gene. Oh, here we go. NCBI Entras gene number 3482. Here we go. I'm sorry. I gotta look at this. Growth factor 2. 48 exons. That would explain a lot. It's fucking huge. It's a biggin. Wow. Okay, let's see. RNA-seq. All protein coding genes. Let's see. Oh, these are all the intron features. I'm sorry, I haven't, I can't, that's so many exons, 48. It's a beast of a gene. I can see why they chose it. But, it's a growth factor. So that totally is definitely a good gene to pick. It's a growth factor receptor, actually. Yeah. It's not a growth factor itself. Yeah, a growth factor receptor. Which would make a bunch of sense. Yeah, mutation or loss of heterozygosity of this gene has been associated with risk of hepatocellular carcinoma. Yeah. Yes. This gene encodes for both insulin-like growth factor 2 and mannose-6-phosphate. The binding sites for each ligand are located on different segments of the protein. Yeah, this receptor has various functions, including in the intracellular trafficking of lysosomal enzymes, and the activation of transforming growth factor beta, and the degradation of insulin-like growth factor 2. So yeah, it gets self-cleaning. The orthologous mouse gene is imprinted and shows exclusive expression from the maternal allele. However, imprinting of the human gene may be polymorphic. Oh, interesting. As only a minority of individuals show biased expression from the maternal allele. Huh! Oh, I haven't been able to... Oh my god. See, from the primary assembly, we see there's FASTA. Let's look at the FASTA report. I got it. I'm so sorry, you guys, for interrupting the stream like this. Yeah. Here we go, yep. Look at all these nucleotides in the FASTA report. Oh my god. Showing the genome data viewer. 500 internal server error, don't give me that shit. I want to see the genome data viewer. Oh. Let's take a look at what GenBank has to say. Yeah, it's too big. Yeah. Yeah, it's basically where the mRNA of the gene, everything, the exons are. Yep. You know, let me get back to the stream. That was totally fascinating to look at, you guys. Wow. So yeah, it's a growth factor receptor, which, yeah, would totally fit in something like that. If they're talking about what the structure of the brain would be abnormal. I love it when they put so much work into their research like this. Although I would imagine it would be a bunch of related factors could also affect the strength of it, given how complex of a thing it is. The tone of Yuuri's voice gradually grew dispirited.
そして IGF2R 遺伝子以上は6種類存在するの。
There are 6 degrees of IGF2R gene abnormalities.
変異の度合いの大きさに応じて IGF2R 遺伝子タイプ E から S までの番号が振られているんだよ。
Depending on the extent of variation, IGF2R genes can also be ranked from type E to type S.
適正度の上昇が耐性の上昇と比例することはさっき説明した通りだけど。
So that explains how they can do the aptitude test. It's basically genome sequencing. Just and in 2030, that should be even easier. Especially just to Sanger out one gene. Although I imagine it's a bit too big for Sanger, but for the differences in allele, that's probably a much smaller area that they could Sanger out. But they probably have much better things than Sanger in 2030. Hell, they already do now. And so yeah, that's probably how they determine their aptitude easily. As I've explained before, aptitude and resistance are directly proportional, but
それはつまり IGF2R 遺伝子が変異したことを指しているの。それが適正度の正体。
basically, both things just to point out how those IGF2R genes are mutative variants. That's the truth behind aptitude.
IGF2R 遺伝子タイプ E は適正度 E、タイプ D は D、そしてタイプ S は S。
Yep, that makes sense. IGF2R gene type E corresponds with rank E aptitude, D with D all the way to type S with rank S.
そして適正度が高いほど、つまり遺伝子変異の割合が激しいほど、
And the higher one's aptitude, the more severe one's mutation.
そのコミュニケーターの寿命は短くなっていくんだよ。
Oh god, that sucks! And the shorter that communicator's lifespan becomes. Oh god. Wow, that sucks. chill ran down Natsuko's spine. And yet Yuuri kept painfully speaking the harsh truth.
コミュニケーターはがんの発生率が極端に高いの。あらゆる脳疾患にもかかりやすくなる。
Communicators are extremely prone to cancer. Same goes for all sorts of neurological diseases. Hello, Stanley. Welcome to the stream.
若いうちはともかく、年齢を重ねるにつれ、加速度的に死の確率は上がっちゃう。
Though they may not show it when they're young, as communicators age, their likelihood of death rapidly increases.
分かったでしょ。これ以上は悪くなりようがないっていう意味。
So now do you understand what I meant when I said we wouldn't get any worse? Oh God.
私たちは9年前からすでに早死にの宿命を背負ってたんだ。
You were already burning with a premature death sentence 9 years ago. Awkward.
コミュニケーター大発生からまだ16年しか経っていない。だから世間のほとんどの人はまだ気づいてないけど。
It's only been 16 years since the ground communicator discovery. That's when most people in the world have yet to realize that fact.
大発生前に生まれた数少ないコミュニケーターたちはもうほとんどが死んでしまっているの。
Most of the scant few communicators who were born before the grand discovery have already died. Yeah, that's what we read about it. Before that, you know, mutation, and it can cause some disabilities.
博士から聞いたんだけど、ヒコリンのお父さんもコミュニケーターだったんでしょ？
I heard from the professor that your father was also a communicator.
しかも当時としては珍しい適正度 B のコミュニケーターだった。だから
Oh no.
32歳で亡くなってしまったって。
Oh God. Furthermore, he was a rank B aptitude communicator, an even rare existence at the time. That's why he died at the age of 32. Oh God. Oh God.
そんな
No way!
ラボはそんな事実を知っていながらどうして公表しないんだ？
If Labo knows about that truth, then why haven't they announced it?
公表できる？まだ早死にする原因も完全には解明されていないのに。
Can they? They haven't even completely figured out the cause of the premature deaths.
なのにもし公表したら死の運命を突きつけられたコミュニケーターたちはきっと絶望しちゃうよ。
If they made the announcement regardless, then all the communicators would surely despair of the looming fate of their death. My God, here's another Arknighty thing. Jesus Christ. Wow. That their superpowers are also killing them. And like are basically a terminal illness. Oh my God. Wow. Not exactly a good time to spring this on Natsuko. Oh boy. Natsuko choked on his words.
So that means we're all ready.
Even if they escaped from the facility, they still wouldn't have long lives ahead of them. Their remaining lives would be shorter than his father's 32 years on this earth.
15 years? 10 years? Just how much longer do we have left to live?
Natsuko was horribly agitated by the hopeless truth. Feelings of nothingness rendered his heart to pieces. He held his head with a trembling hand. At that moment, he saw a wristwatch in the corner of his eye.
Huh.
His father's watch. When his mother gave this watch to Natsuko, she had already known about his fate as a communicator. Dr. Tenkawa cried back then. Despite rarely ever crying, Natsuko felt like that was perhaps the most telling sign of her emotions. But even so,
Dad told me to be strong. He told me to become a man that can protect and support others.
His father's final message from that faraway day rekindled in Natsuko's mind. Natsuko took his crushed spirit and forced it back onto his feet. Oh God. He then looked at Yuuri and spoke.
ユーリ、辛かっただろう。こんな事実を知って一人で耐えてきたなんて。
Yuuri, it's been tough bearing the knowledge of this truth all by yourself, hasn't it?
ヒコリンは辛くないの？
Hikorin, it's not tough for you?
そりゃショックさ。ユーリやマシロが早死にするかもしれないなんて。自分が死ぬって分かったよりずっときつい。
Natsuko.
Sure, it's a shock to know that you and Mashiro might die premature deaths. That part's a lot tougher than knowing about my own death.
でも、だからって今ここで命を諦めるわけにはいかないよな。
But so what? I can't just give up on life here and now because of that, you know?
Maybe they should. Jeez. Maybe they should just create whole lives for themselves within memories. Within the artificial memories. They can create infinitely long lives for themselves within memories. Like some kind of Inception shit.
僕らに残された時間が短かろうと関係ないよ。
It doesn't matter if our remaining life is long or short.
それまで力の限り生きよ
Let's just live it all we can.
う。有利だってそう思うだろ
You think so too, don't you, Yuuri?
う。だから僕に助けを求めたんだろう。
That's why. That's why you asked me to save you, wasn't it?
Yes. The anxiety on Yuri's face finally brightened up. Natsuko breathed a mental sigh of relief, then spoke up in a firm voice.
じゃあそのためにもだ。まだ解けてない謎をなんとかしなきゃならないな。
Then to do that, we need to do something about all the unsolved mysteries.
解けてない謎っていうと？
What do you mean by unsolved mysteries?
Oh, yes, Yuuri, you may not be aware of this, but there have been several murders.
まず隔壁のことだよ。
First, the bulkheads.
どうして隔壁は閉まりっぱなしなんだ？放射性物質じゃないなら隔壁を開けても外に拡散はしないだろう。
Why have the bulkheads remained locked down? Since there's no radioactive material, it wouldn't spread outside even if the bulkheads opened, right?
正直それは私にもわからないんだけど。
Honestly, I'm not quite sure about that myself, but
多分被験体の逃亡を阻止するためだと思う。
who besides you, Yuuri? I think it's probably to prevent the test subjects from escaping.
Huh?
火災に乗じて被験体がラボの外に出たら大変なことになるでしょ。
Wait, but didn't Yuuri just see, Yuuri only saw the white-haired girl, right? It would be a huge incident if a test subject took advantage of a fire to escape from lava, right?
じゃあ KSN ってのは有利の脱出を阻止する体制のことを指しているのか？
So you mean K-Sen refers to a system that prevents your escape, Yuuri?
私だけじゃなくてもう一人の子も含まれると思う。
Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot that Yuuri knew about it. Because she spent so much time away from the group. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. She does know about it. So why is she so confused about the mysteries? No, not just my escape. I think they had another girl in mind too.
もう一人。
Another one?
Yuuri proceeded to answer Natsuko's question without the slightest hesitation.
ヒコリンも知ってるよね。搬出リフトのところで女の子が死んでいたこと。
So it is that girl, but then who else is there? You know too, don't you, Hikarin? A girl died by the cargo lift.
あの子も
She was
私
shot.
と同じくラボに閉じ込められてた被
Was
験
it
体かもしれないんだよ。
Who shot her? I mean, like, no, he didn't have a gun before. That girl may have been a test subject confined in Labo just like me. It's weird that she doesn't know the other test subjects, considering she lives there.
Oh,
Now that she mentioned it, he remembered. One of the casualties found in the facility had been a lone girl of unknown origin.
ラボには私以外にももう一人被験体がいるって聞いたことがあるの。
I've heard that there was another test subject in Labo besides me.
実験服を着ていたし、きっとあの子が。
Okay. So it was just one other girl, and it's her. But she's probably possessing, because, you know, of all the BC particles, she's probably possessing Cosme. She was wearing test clothing, so I'm sure it was her.
じゃあユーリだけじゃなくてあの子の逃亡を阻止するために
so the bulkheads weren't just to prevent your escape, but hers as well.
こんなに長時間封鎖する理由まではわからないけど。
Yeah. Though I don't know the reason why the lockdown has gone on for so long. What Yuuri didn't know is probably whatever Labo thought would be bad for her to know. What exactly was a case end? That had been a mystery up until now.
何にしても渡瀬たちテロリストは KSN 発令の巻き添えを食って閉じ込められたってことになるのか
In any case, that means the terrorists with what say got locked in here thanks to that KSN announcement, right?
それもどことなくしっくりこないよね。なんか行き当たりばったりっていうか。
But something about that just doesn't sound right. Perhaps it was a fluke or something.
渡瀬たちの元々の目的は何だったんだ
What exactly was their original goal?
Judging by Q's ideology and creed, there would probably be no greater target than the world's strongest communicator, Yuuri. And yet, Lotta said that his goal was not to kill Yuuri. He injected her with AD and left her where she was.
テロリストたちが何を考えていたのか今となってはよくわからないな
Well, they might not have known that it was not a nuclear facility.
I still don't quite understand what the terrorists were thinking.
隊長さんの記憶をヒコリンが戻してあげれば。
Yuuri, no, that's not a good idea. What if you restored Captain Kasasaki's memory? Oh, not a good idea, not a good idea.
その気になればできるんだろうけどそれはダメだ
I probably could if I wanted to, but we absolutely should not do that.
記憶を失う前の渡瀬は悪意に満ちた殺人鬼だったんだよまたあの状態に戻りかねない
Before he lost his memory, what to say was homicidal and full of malice. Could very well turn out like that again.
In truth, the vast malice that had threatened to come back several times already. As a small peek of the erased memories could potentially cause Watase to become ferocious again. After all, peeping into Watase's memories and making him remember them.
でもそれって不思議だよね。
But still, it's weird.
何が
What is?
記憶喪失になった後の隊長さんはすごくいい人だったもん。
Yep. I think Watase was brainwashed previously. And I think Natsuko actually undid that. After he lost his memories, Captain Kasasagi was such a nice person.
私の首を絞めたあの人とはなんだか同一人物だとは思えないよ。
He didn't seem like the same man who strangled me at all.
True.
ヒコリンが心の中に入ってたせいかもしれないけど。
May have been because you're inside his mind, though.
Well, that is a very strong possibility.
True enough, Watase had been trained to save everyone like a true rescue worker. And even if Watase was a good man, the second he regained his memories, he could very well lose that character.
But is it okay to leave him as it is? How long can we keep him in this unnatural state?
Needless to say, it would be difficult. Dr. Tenkawa had said it herself in Yuri's memories. Memories erased with sympathy could return if given the chance. Watase nearly regained his memory several times.
But in that case, what do I do?
As soon as that thought crossed Natsuko's mind, they heard a sound from outside the door.
Natsuko, it's me. Please open up.
It was Watase's voice.
Did he bring Salyu with him?
I'm sorry, I just gotta quickly do something. Turning off the air conditioning got too cold. And then there's Ukita going in the distance.
Oh, sure. Anything slightly wrong happens in this facility, and everyone's like, oh, hey, let's play Ukita. Oh, Ukita, you must be the one who uses the printer ink. Oh, Ukita, you must be the one who stuck up the bathroom. Oh, Ukita, you must be the one who broke the coffee machine. Fucking hell.
Thank you for that, GAs. Natsuhiko rushed to the keypad beside the door and entered the password, upon which Watase appeared.
Sorry I'm late.
Watase spoke sadly as he entered the shelter. And oddly, he was alone.
隊長さん、サリは
Captain Kasasagi? Where's Salyu?
いなかった。
She was gone.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. She might be being captured. Oh boy. By, the possessed Cosme.
え
What?
例の非常階段に行ってみたんだが、彼女の姿はどこにもなかったんだよ。
I went to the emergency circuits where she fell, but she wasn't there.
Natsuko gasped.
サリュちゃんも消えた。
Confession. Salyu disappeared too. Astonished by the turn of events, Natsuko tried using apathy on Watase. He then heard Watase's mental voice.
行くまでに時間がかかりすぎたのか。気絶からもう目覚めちまったのかもしれん。
Did I take too long to get there? She might have already woken up.
しかし、どこに行ったんだろう。
But where would she go? Telling the truth,
Watase didn't appear to be lying, which was a relief to Natsuko. So basically, Salyu probably woke up and just went somewhere else, just as Watase had surmised.
in that case, I should be able to contact her through telepathy. My ultra supercharged telepathy.
Natsuko tried doing so immediately.
サリ、聞こえるか
Salyu, can you hear me?
聞こえたら心の中で返事してくれ。僕がそれをエンパシーで聞く。
Please respond mentally if you can. I'll listen for your answer through empathy.
And just as he had told her, he tried then using empathy on Salyu, but...
Huh?
Uh-oh. No matter how many times he used empathy, he couldn't hear a mental voice.
What's going on? Why can't I communicate with Salyu?
Natsuko panicked as he tried to think of possible reasons. Yes, she could be dead is one, but she could be unconscious somewhere else is another. But there was only one thing he could think of. Well, yeah, or that too.
Salyu's probably injected with AD.
But there's so much WX everywhere, would that even matter? Now that I thought about it, there were signs Salyu had been injecting herself. Like how they had found 8 empty AD ampules in place where she'd been. Or how she was able to grapple with Watase in the WX particle contaminated area N.
Salyu doesn't know that this place is actually a BC research facility. So she must have read a disaster prevention manual somewhere and kept injecting herself with AD under the belief there's a radiation inhibitor.
Talking about that point with Watase would complicate matters. Natsuko concluded that Sayu waking up safely meant that she would probably be fine for the time being, so he changed the subject.
サリュは身の危険を感じてどこかの部屋に隠れているんじゃ。
Do you think Sayu felt endangered and hid herself somewhere?
それならいいが
I sure hope so, but
何か気になるんですか？
something bugging you?
もしかすると俺を探しているのかもしれん
She, might be searching for me. Huh?
隊長さんを探してるってどうして？
Searching for you. Why?
さっきも言ったが俺はあの子に完全に敵視されている
I've said this before, but, that girl doesn't trust me at all.
その理由はあの子自身が俺と立花に語ってくれた
She herself told me and Tachibana why.
夏彦くんが気絶している間のことだがあの話聞こえてたか
You were unconscious, Natsuko, but, do you remember hearing that conversation?
いいえ。
No. I don't remember anything.
そう
I see.
Watanabe's expression rapidly became pensive. And the more Watanabe thought, the more uneasy Natsuko got.
なあ夏彦くん
Say, Natsuko.
君もその真白って子も銃で撃たれているが撃った犯人の顔は見ていないのか
I know both you and that Mashiro girl got shot, but, did you happen to see the face of the shooter? Yes, it was a old man with white hair. Okita. I knew it. Oh, dash it all. No, I didn't mean Okita. No! My stupid mouth.
見ていません。犯人は顔を隠していたから。
No, I didn't. He was hiding his face. A mysterious killer, whose identity may never be ever known.
本当かそれ
Honest.
本当ですよ。どうしてそんなことを？
Honest as the day is long. Why do you ask?
いやこんなことを言ったらまたおかしいと思われるかもしれないが
Well, you might think it's weird for me to say this, but,
もう言わないわけにはいかない
I can't keep silent about it any longer.
Watanabe drew closer to Natsuko and continued. God damn it! You guys said stuff earlier! I know what he's gonna say!
実は
But
君たちを見るたび奇妙な映像が目の前に浮かぶんだまるで自分の記憶みたいに鮮明な
The truth is, these strange images flash before my eyes whenever I see you kids. They're so vivid like they're my own memories.
どれもこれも怒りと恐怖と殺意に彩られた不穏な映像だ
They're all disturbing images tinged with rage, fear, and bloodlust. Oh, my. What a horrible nightmare you must have been living through. Oh, wow, it's a good thing you're back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. And those things were just your bad dreams.
俺が怪物と呼ばれる何かと戦っていたり誰かを後ろから撃ったり
Like me fighting with some sort of monster. Or shooting someone from behind.
だからもしかしてこんなことは考えたくもないが
So, maybe. I don't even want to think about it, but
君たちを襲ったのは俺なのか
was I the one who shot you kids?
なぜそう思うんですか？
Oh, how silly. Yuuri, isn't that the most ridiculous question?
yes. Oh, Natsuko, that's too funny. Oh god.
What makes you think such a ridiculous notion?
サリュが言ってたんだ俺の正体はテロリストだって
Saul, you said that I was a terrorist.
俺が夏彦君を撃ったと言ったんだよ
That I was the one who shot you. Oh, you know that Saul, she's blind as a bat without her glasses.
だがそのことについては 考えないようにしていた。俺はレスキュー隊長のはずだから。
But he tried not to think about it because I'm supposed to be rescue squad captain.
立花と森部がそう言った以上、テロリストなんかのわけがないと。
After hearing everything that Tachibana and Maribe said about me, I thought there was no way I could be a terrorist.
だけどなあユーリ、ユーリも俺を初めて見た時からずっと怯えていただろう。
But what about you, Yuuri? You've been afraid of me ever since you first saw me, haven't you?
No. Why would you think that?
もしかしてそれもそのせいなのか。
Could it have been for the same reason?
俺はレスキュー隊長じゃなくてテロリストなのか。
Because I'm not a rescue squad captain, but a terrorist?
君らは記憶を失う前の俺の正体を知っているんじゃないのか。
Do you kids know who I really was before I lost my memory?
頼む、教えてくれ。
Please, tell me!
Natsuko could see just how thoroughly confused Watase was. Watase was probably scared to know the truth. And Natsuko was scared to tell it to him, but...
Oh, we can't keep this up.
Like hell you can't! Oh god.
It doesn't look like we can keep deceiving him like this for much longer.
Natsuko quietly asked a question.
隊長さん、失われた記憶を取り戻したいと思いますか？
Captain Kasasagi, do you want to regain your lost memories?
Both Watase and Yuri's eyes widened at those words.
ヒコリ、何を言うつもり？
Hikorin, what are you saying?
ごめんユーリ。さっきはああ言ったけど、彼が気づいたならもう仕方がないよ。
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Yuuri. I know what I said earlier, but now that he's noticed, we don't have much of a choice.
Oh no.
君たちは何を言っているんだ。もう仕方ないって何が。
What are you two talking about? You don't have a choice in regards to what exactly?
Nothing. Hikorin was saying about how we don't have a choice in what food we eat because we're down here. And, you know, because we're trapped. Wasn't that all of it? Hikorin.
いいから隊長さん、答えてください。記憶を取り戻したいかどうか。
Don't worry about that now, Captain. Oh, don't worry about that now, Captain Kasasagi. Please answer me. Do you want to regain your memory? Maybe.
もし記憶を取り戻してしまったら、あなたは変わってしまうかもしれない。
Once you do regain your memories, it may very well change who you are.
And it's interesting because you're asked this very same question in Arknights, and you have the opportunity to answer yes or no. And it's very interesting.
Once you do regain your memories, it may very well change who you are.
レスキュー隊長である今のあなたは、視力を尽くしてみんなの命を救おうとした渡瀬は消えてしまうかもしれない。
The current Watase, the nice rescue squad captain who desperately struggled to save everyone's lives, could disappear.
真実を知ったことであなたの見ている世界は変わり、僕ら周囲の人間との関係も一変して、全てを敵に回すかもしれない。
Once you learn the truth, your perception of the world could change. Your relations with everyone around us could take an about face and make enemies out of everyone.
知ってしまったら後戻りできないんですよ。
And once you know the truth, there's no turning back.
それでもあなたは記憶を取り戻したいんですか？
Do you still want to regain your memory?
Watase silently pondered the question for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And answered the question with a grave voice.
そうしないともう俺は耐えられそうにない。
I can't stand being in the dark any longer.
自分のしでかしたことも分からず、自分が悪人である可能性を抱えたままで居続けるなんて耐えられないんだよ。
I can't stand considering the possibility that I could be a bad guy when I don't even know what it is I've done.
Natsuko understood Watase's bitter sentiment.
That's right. I thought you'd say something like that. You want proof that your will to save everyone, even at the cost of your own life, is genuine, don't you?
Without consideration, Natsuko made up his mind
だ
finally.
ったら隊長さん、本当のことを話します。
If that's the case, Captain Kasasagi, then allow me to tell you the truth. But first, let me back away approximately 2 meters.
僕はずっとあなたに嘘をついていました。
I've been lying to you all this time.
あなたの推察通りですよ。隊長さんが聞いていた幻聴は僕が送ったテレパシーです。
Your suspicions were correct. The auditory hallucination you've been hearing was indeed my telepathy. You mean you're... That's right. I am Remy. Unbelievable! Remy was you?
こんな感じに。
Yes. Just like this. Oh.
Watase's face froze instantly. Natsuko continued as Watase stared at him in total shock.
さらに僕はエンパシーを使い、あなたの心の声をずっと聞いてきました。
Furthermore, I've been using empathy to listen to your mental voice all this time as well.
感覚も共有し、あなたの見聞きしてきたものを僕も見てきたんです。
I've also been sharing your senses. Everything you've seen, I've seen as well.
だけど BC 能力ってのはそれだけじゃない。
But BC abilities don't stop there.
僕は人の記憶を操作できる。
I can manipulate memories.
あなたの記憶を消したのは僕なんですよ。
Your memories... Now please, let me just step back a bit further and... Your memories disappeared because of me.
Natsuko's words quietly echoed in the still shelter.
Whoa!
Prepared. Watase was greatly perturbed by Natsuko's declaration.
You can manipulate memories.
He would have laughed at the very idea of it under any other circumstances. But there was not a single trace of a lie in Natsuko's voice and face at the moment.
Is that true?
He tried thinking that as a test, only to get an immediate telepathic reply.
ああ、本当だ。
Yes, it is. Oh, Remy!
There was no longer any room for doubt. Natsuko's reading Watase's mind and talking directly into it.
So people like this really do exist.
Suddenly, the seemingly normal boy who had been standing before him now looked like a monster wielding mysterious power in Watase's eyes. Seeing as how she didn't look surprised in the slightest. Perhaps Yuuri also had the same power.
夏彦君、
Natsuko!
Watase called out to Natsuko in a shaky voice.
君が俺の記憶を消したのが本当だとして戻すことはできるのか？
If it's true that you erased my memories, then is it possible for you to restore them?
ええ、もちろんです。
Yes, of course.
だったら戻してくれ。
Then please do it!
俺の記憶の中にまだ分かってない様々な謎の答えがあるはずだ。
The key to all these unsolved mysteries should be in my memories. You have to promise, pinky swear not to try to kill us. Afterwards.
そうでしょうね。
You're probably right, but
本音を言えば、僕はあなたの記憶を戻したくないんです。
if I'm going to be totally honest here, I don't want to do this.
わかりますか？その意味が。
You surely understand what I'm getting at.
Watase pondered the meaning of those words. Why would Natsuko want to give him back his memories? He could think of only one answer for that.
So I really am the one who attacked Natsuko and his friends. So he erased my memories and rendered me powerless in order to protect himself.
Watase wanted to collapse onto his knees right then and there. If that was true, that means the gun Watase had found lying near Natsuko area and most likely belonged to Watase himself. He'd used it to shoot Natsuko and then left it there. If his theory was correct, then it explained everything. All the pieces had fallen into place.
Oh, shit!
Watase gritted his teeth. He had no idea what kind of person he'd been before his amnesia, but there was no doubt he'd been a wicked man. That thought made Watase's heart feel like it would shatter into millions of pieces.
Does that mean I don't have a chance in hell of earning their trust?
Trust. That was the one thing Watase wanted more than anything else at the moment. There was absolutely no way he could restore the ones he wished to save if they didn't trust him. He'd have to show them his resolve in order to gain that trust.
Yes, that's right. The resolve to cast away my own life. But how do I show them that the past me and the current me are different? Wait, I know.
He absolutely could not put himself above them. Watase then thought about the object in his breast pocket. The pistol. It was the only way.
Natsuhiko-kun.
Natsuko.
Watase resolved himself and took out the gun. Their faces warped with fright. Natsuko stepped forward to protect Yuuri. But Watase calmly held out the gun and gently presented it to Natsuko.
この銃は君が持て。その上で俺の記憶を戻してくれ。
Take this, and then restore my memories for me after that.
Oh, yep.
Huh?
君が危惧しているのは俺の記憶が戻ったら君たちをまた襲うんじゃないかということだろ
Your greatest fear is the chance I'll attack you guys again once I get my memories back. Huh.
だから用心のためさ
So this is just a precaution.
もし記憶を取り戻すと同時に俺が君を襲うようなことがあればためらいなくこの銃で撃て
If I try to attack you as soon as I get my memories back, then shoot me down. Don't hesitate.
なんですって？
What?
記憶を失う前の俺はよ ほど信頼の置けないやつだったらしいな。
Sounds like my old self is a rather untrustworthy son of a bitch.
だが今の俺は
But the current me
Is probably different. Watase believed that. But nothing Eber said right now could convince him of that. So he had to express himself through actions rather than words.
頼む。こういう形でしか俺は俺の誠意を見せられない。
Please. This is the only way I could show you my sincerity.
君たちを襲うよりは撃たれた方がまだマシだ。
I'd rather die than kill you guys.
隊長さん。
Captain Kasasagi.
The earnesty of his plea seemed to finally draw a hint of trust out of Natsuko. Natsuko timidly stretched his hand out and took the gun. What to say, Kasasagi? Wow, what a chapter title. Natsuko grasped the gun tightly and stared at Watase. The man's words and demeanor has not an ounce of insincerity.
He really is a good guy deep down. A little awkward, sure, but still good.
Natsuko found it highly unlikely that merely connecting with Watase's mind could have possibly produced such a noble character. Well, that is very comforting to know. Watase wasn't always evil, wasn't evil on his own volition, of course. Hold on, you guys, I just gotta take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. right, sorry about that. Looks like we're gonna jump into Watase's memories. Natsuko found it highly unlikely that merely connecting Watase's mind could have possibly produced such a noble character. Natsuko had always thought that Watase's rebirth from a deranged murderer to a completely different person after amnesia was only a temporary change. That Watase's true character was evil through and through, but now he's gonna find out. He's gonna find out what happened to him. I really think he must have gotten brainwashed in some way.
Could it be the opposite?
Oh.
Could it be that Watase's true character is a good, and it was the pre-amnesiac Watase that was the temporary one?
Jeez, yeah, evil Watase right there.
And for some reason, Watase became vicious at the time.
Now that he thought about that possibility, it explained a lot. It's exactly like why the other girls think so highly of him.
No, wait, it's not just Watase. Come to think of it, June, Miss Tachibana, and Mr. Okita, sudden abnormal shift in behavior, all seem to resemble Watase's character transfiguration.
So wait, was Watase like possessed for years? And the fact that they're possessed now is not due to anyone from the lab, but from Watase? Is that it? Wait, is that possible? Think of it, June, Miss Tachibana, and Mr. Okita, some abnormal shift in behavior all seem to resemble Watase's character transfiguration. But what about the other two terrorist dudes? And how to get in contact with the terrorists? I'm guessing while possessed they could have done that.
If some external cause is causing everyone to become vicious, then doesn't that make Watase just another victim here?
Natsuko had firmly believed original Watase equals vicious terrorist, but now that presumption quickly became suspect. But if that weren't the case, then why did Watase have a gun? If he weren't a terrorist, then there was no way he'd bring a gun to the facility. Who was the true Watase? And how long was this going on? How had he been made vicious? What was his purpose in coming to the facility in the first place? Natsuko could find the feeling he found the answer to all those questions within Watase's memories.
わかりました、隊長さん。あなたの記憶を戻しましょう。
Understood, Captain Kasasagi. I'll restore your memory.
頼めるか。
Can I count on you?
消したのは僕です。戻すのも僕がやります。
Why, yes. I'm the one who erased it, so I'll be the one to restore it.
And those words left Natsuko's lips. Yuuri gasped and raised her voice.
待ってヒコリン、私がやるよ。
Wait, Hikorin. I'll do it. I'm way more experienced than you.
ユーリが
You?
だってヒコリン、消した記憶の修復なんてしたことないでしょ。
You've never done this before, have you?
記憶改ざんならちょっとだけ経験がある。なんとかやってやるよ。
Well, I do have some experience with memory fabrication, though. I'll be able to manage. Wait a minute. Is that why I remember some weird shit like freaking Kingdom Hearts? Huh, no, that wasn't me. Moshra must have more of an influence on me than I thought.
でも不安だよ。だったら私が代わりに。
I'm not so sure. So I'll do it instead.
ダメだユーリ、それは危険だ。
No, Yuuri, it's dangerous.
Natsuko stubbornly resisted Yuri's suggestion.
前に隊長さんの記憶に潜った時、僕はあの人の心に存在する膨大な悪意にさらされた。
When I dove through Captain Kasasagi's memories before, I was exposed to an enormous malice inside his mind.
僕自身、心を侵食されてしまいそうなほどの。
It was so intense, it felt like it could have corrupted my own mind as well.
あの悪意に君をさらすわけにはいかない。
I can't afford to expose you to that same malice.
だったらヒコリンも危険じゃない。
No way. But then you'll be the one in danger, Hikorin.
いや、大丈夫だよユーリ。僕は君よりは悪意に耐性があ
Why
る
do
と
you
思う
think
から。
that?
No, it's okay, Yuuri. I think I'm more resistant to the malice than you are.
Yuuri grew quiet for a moment, then she eventually made up her mind and spoke up.
それじゃあせめて記憶修復のやり方について詳しく説明させて。
Then at least allow me to give you a tutorial.
Oh, I suppose that wouldn't hurt.
いろいろと注意しておかなければならないことがあるから。
There are a lot of things I need to warn you about beforehand.
ああ、頼む。
Yes, please do.
Yuuri thus began her explanation.
まずヒコリンが隊長さんの脳内に入ったら、そこに無数の記憶の断片が浮かんでいるのが見えると思う。
First, when you enter Captain Kasasagi's brain, I believe you'll see countless fragments of memories floating around.
あれは人の脳内に満ちている情報が視覚化された状態なんだよ。
There's fragments of the visualizations of the information that fills the human brain. Natsuko had guessed as much. Yuuri continued once Natsuko nodded to indicate his comprehension.
普通は視覚化させるのにも随分訓練が必要なんだけど、ヒコリンはもう視覚化できてるみたいだから。
It normally takes a considerable amount of practice to reach the visualization stage, but it seems you've already reached it.
ああ、ユーリや真白の脳内に入った時もちゃんと視覚化できていた。
Why, yes. When I entered your brain in Moshiro's, I was already able to visualize the information.
そうでしょ。
You were, weren't you?
でね、視覚化された脳内には隊長さんが本来持っているすべての記憶が詰まっているの。
So all of the memories of Captain Kasasagi originally had should be found within the visualized brain.
ヒコリンが消した記憶も断片化して思い出せなくなってるけど、ちゃんとどこかに存在してる。
The memories you deleted may be fragmented and unrecallable, but they should still be there somewhere.
そういえばユーリの記憶の中で母さんもそんなこと言ってたな。
Now that you mention it, Mom also said something like that in one of your memories.
でもその記憶をヒコリンが見れば、同時に隊長さんもその記憶を思い出すの。
But with each memory you receive, Captain Kasasagi will remember it too at the same time.
だから隊長さんの記憶を元に戻したければ、
So if you want to restore his memory to how it was,
ヒコリンが消してしまったすべての記憶という条件で記憶検索をすればいいんだよ。
you have to perform memory access for all of the memories you erased.
記憶検索？
Memory access?
その人の記憶の中でヒコリンが見たいと思う記憶の内容を強く念じるの。
You take all of the target's memories and focus hard on which subject matter of memories you want to see.
そうすれば断片化した記憶は再構成されて元に戻るから。
Do that and you'll recompose the fragmented memories and return them back to normal.
って言うと難しそうだけど、単に自分の記憶を思い返す時と同じく見たい記憶を思い出そうとすればいいだけ。
I know it might sound difficult, but all you really need to do is try to remember the memories you want to see in the same simple way you try to remember your own memories.
ちなみに私やマシロンの記憶を見た時もね、ヒコリンは記憶検索を行ってたよ。
Incidentally, when you saw my memories and Mashiron's, you were performing memory access.
え？そうなのか？
Huh? Was I?
マシロンの時はマシロンがどうしてヒコリンに嘘をついていたのかって条件で検索してた。
It's a built-in search engine here. So basically, you have to Google search for them within the brain. With Mashiran, you're accessing the memories that pertain to the criterion of why she lied to you. We have gone so long without a single choice. I don't think we've had even one choice yet. How are there so many endings? Unless this part is like ridiculously, gigantically long. With Mashiran, you're accessing the memories that pertain to the criterion of why she lied to you.
私の時は多分9年前に何が起きたか、そして私が今日までどう過ごしてきたかって条件だったと思う。
With me, the criteria were probably what happened 9 years ago, and what have I been doing ever since then?
なるほど、そういうことだったのか。
I see. So that's what it was.
つまりあくまで僕は隊長さんの脳を借りてあの人自身の記憶を思い出していくんだな。
So in other words, what I'm doing is borrowing Captain Kasaga's brain and getting him to remember his memories himself, huh?
そう。センシズシンパシーを使えばヒコリンと隊長さんの脳はつながるからね。
Exactly. And that's because you're using sense of sympathy to connect your brains. Which meant that to restore Watase's memories to normal, Masika just had to do the opposite of what he did when he erased those memories. He had performed memory erasure with a criterion of all the memories comprising Watase's personality.
Oh, dang it, that was a lot.
Oh my god, GAs. Since this was originally an Xbox 360 game for some reason I can't comprehend. So clearly the search engine would have been Bing, not Google. Ouch. Ooh, that sucks. Communicators get a really shitty deal. Thank you for that, cheers. Oh my god. So all I need to do is perform memory access with the same criteria and view those memories.
わかったよ。他に注意点は？
Got it. Any other key points?
記憶を読むとき、できるだけ古い記憶から読み始めることかな。
They could make like a mini game out of this, but since we didn't have it for the other ones, we probably won't have it for this one. When reading memories, try your best to start from the oldest ones first, I guess.
時系列を順に追っていった方が、その人の過去が理解しやすくなるから。
Because it's far easier to understand the target's past by going through it in chronological order.
それと、もう一つ重要なことが。
Another important point.
ヒコリンがその記憶を見てどう思うかってことは、その人の記憶に影響を及ぼすんだよ。
When you view target's memories, your impressions influence the memories themselves. Really? That's super interesting.
それ次第で微妙に記憶の内容は変わるから気を
Oh
つけて。
my god. That's gonna be a plot twist for something later. I just know it. They can cause subtle changes in the details of the memory, so be careful. Oh, that's gonna absolutely be a plot point later. That's too good not to waste. That is too good not to waste.
記憶の内容が変わる？記憶操作が行われるってことか。
Oh, interesting, GA. So originally you could change the order, but since it was all linear anyway, they just got rid of that section. I see. So it just gives it to you automatically. I see.
Subtle changes in the details of the memory? You mean like memory manipulation?
操作というほどではないけど、それに近いことが起こるんだよ。
It's not exactly on that scale, but it's close. Sort of like memory influencing.
例えば、ヒコリンが隊長さんの記憶の中で 副隊長さんに会ったとするよね。
Yeah, this is totally gonna be a fucking plot point. Seriously. For example, let's suppose in Captain Kasasagi's memory, you meet Lieutenant Tachibana, okay?
あ
Okay.
その時にヒコリンが副隊長さんのことを好きだと思えば、隊長さんも副隊長さんに好印象を持つし、その逆もあり得るの。
If you think I like her at that moment, then it'll give Captain Kasasagi a favorable impression of Lieutenant Tachibana as well. The opposite is possible too.
事実は変わらないけど印象が変わるってことかい
Oh, that's interesting. Got before root double but ZTD fragments. Oh my god. Can you imagine the story told in that way? Like, if they were separated into sections for ABD, like, that'd be... I think it'd be interesting, but that only worked with ZTD because the characters themselves were separated in different situations. Here, everyone's mostly together in the two groups.
You meaning that even if reality doesn't change, impressions can?
そう。頭の中のイメージなんて曖昧なものだからね。
Exactly. The images inside the head are ambiguous to begin with, you see.
ヒコリンの感じた思いがその人にとっての真実になる。それを忘れないで。
And so, the impressions you have will become the truth for the target. Never forget that. Yuri's warning reminded Natsuko of the words he'd heard a few days ago.
人は自分の記憶を自覚しないままいろいろと書き換える性質がある。
People tend to rewrite their own memories unconsciously. Yeah, everybody does that, I'm sure. If it's like what that memory is colored with sadness or happiness or like I notice when the older something is in your memory, it tends to be distilled more towards a single emotion, like of what happened during that time. Like if it was good or bad, mostly. People tend to rewrite their own memories unconsciously.
事実が変わらなくとも思いは移ろう。
Oh wow.
絶対の真実なんかない。あらゆる過去は曖昧な霧の中にある。
Oh wow, this is very Umineko. Even if the truth doesn't change, feelings do. There's no absolute truth. The past is a haze of ambiguity. That's what the Phantom Yuuri said. And perhaps the same could be said in regards to reading other people's memory.
だったら事実をありのままに知るためには
So to objectively learn the truth the way it was,
なるべく意識をフラットな状態に保って記憶を見ていくべきか
should I try to keep my consciousness as flat as possible when I look through memories?
そうだね。私も大抵はそうしてきたよ。
Sounds about right. I've tried to do that too for the most part. So as to be like an impartial observer. That is so interesting.
これで注意点は全部だけど大丈夫？
Those are all the key points. Are you okay so far? And with that, Natsuko mentally sorted through what he was told. There were 3 things he had to remember. To restore Watase's memory back to normal, Natsuko had to access Watase's memories of the past and view them. To best understand Watase, Natsuko should read his memories in chronological order, starting from the oldest. And finally, Natsuko's impressions during sense of sympathy influence Watase's memory. Thus, Natsuko should keep his consciousness as flat as possible. Are we gonna get a new Enneagram for these flashbacks? That would be amazing.
問題なさそうだ。
Yes, doesn't seem like there'll be any problems.
そう
Oh boy.
それじゃあ最後に
Okay. Then last of all,
I thought you said there are only 3 things.
oh boy. Yuuri grasps Natsuko's hand.
ヒコリンもし隊長さんの心の中の悪意に負けそうになっても
Hikorin, even if it looks like you're about to lose to the malice within Gajin Kasasagi's mind,
ヒコリンには私がついてる
I'll be there for you.
センシスシンパシー中に危険を感じたら私のことを思い出して
So she can bail him out in the event of an emergency. If you ever feel danger during sense of sympathy, think of me.
ヒコリンの心が壊れそうになった時はそれが救いになるはずだから
When your mind threatens to shatter, that should provide you with salvation. Yuuri gazed at Natsuko as she spoke anxiously. Her words gave him courage more than anything else.
ああ、心強いよ、ユーリ。
Yes. Glad you have my back, Yuuri.
Yuuri smiled at Natsuko. Oh god, with the gun gripped in his left hand, Natsuko turned back to Watase. I think Yuuri should be the one to hold the gun, but
お待たせしました、隊長さん。それじゃあ始めましょう。あなたの記憶を戻す作業を。
Sorry for the wait, Captain Kosasagi. Let's begin work on restoring your memory.
ああ、こっちはいつでも OK だ。
we're gonna stop right before. Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Watase seemed nervous. Natsuko walked up to him,
Here we go.
activated sense of sympathy. All right. It looks like next time. Yep. It's gonna be a long section, but I think this is the best place to stop given the time. I thought I was gonna get to start this section, but Yuri's tutorial took quite a bit. But next time we're gonna delve into Watase's memories. We certainly just got a lot of technical stuff looked at in this chapter, haven't we? Already. So now it's time. Next time. It's gonna be time to die. Wait, keep going. Are you sure? 10 more lines. Okay. At that moment, Natsuko's brain connected with Watase's. Countless visions flickered in the darkness in the same way they did when Natsuko saw Yuuri and Mashido's memories. Oh, the scene ends in 10 lines. Thanks, jeez. Those visions are all probably Watase's memories.
First up is memory access. Let's access all the memories comprising Watase's original personality. That is, the memories related to this incident.
Natsuko recalled in order to resurrect Watase's lost memory.
Remember the past of Watase Kosasagi. Remember all of the memories that shaped his personality.
Once Natsuko concentrated on that desire, several memories floated up from the darkness.
I just need to view all of these up one by one.
With that in mind, Natsuko peeked into the oldest of those memories. And look at that! There we go. It was clearly different from the simple sense of sympathy that Natsuko had been using on Watase before. Visions like that of a dream long forgotten appeared to him. These were Watase's memories, the ones Natsuko had sealed away to protect Mashido. Natsuko looked at the oldest memory Watase had that was relevant to the incident.
Is this from when Watase was back in high school?
Just when he checked when he checked Yuri's memories, he knew for a fact without anyone telling him. All right, now we stop for today. Okay. This is exciting. On Friday, we will finally get to see what the fuck happened to Watase. I cannot wait. All right, you guys. And of course, on Thursday, we are going to... I doubt Watase was someone that was bullied. Void Dweller. And of course, on Thursday, we will continue with Trails in the Sky. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.